Welcome to Mind Sketch. Let's create something amazing together. Balance, design, connection.
Have you ever noticed how some people are completely on fire every Monday morning? This week is different. I'm waking up at 6, exercising every day, finally becoming the person I'm meant to be. While others don't even bother anymore. No journals, no declarations, no new me posts, just another week, just another Monday. But here's the real question. Why do people who start so strong give up by Wednesday? Is it laziness, weak willpower, or something much deeper in how our brains actually work? Stick with me until the end, because what you'll discover might finally explain which type you are and how to actually break the cycle. I'm Chang, and this is Mind Sketch. We use psychology and brain science to sketch your life. If you've ever felt that Monday fire die by Wednesday, this one's for you. For some people, the story is simple but completely backwards. They're what I call the waiters. They wait to feel motivated before they act. Imagine this. You tell yourself, when I feel motivated, I'll start exercising. When I feel inspired, I'll write that book. When I feel ready, I'll change my life. So you wait and wait. Monday comes with a burst of motivation, so you act. But by Wednesday, the feeling fades and you stop. But here's what these people don't realize. Jeff Haden, who studied hundreds of successful people, discovered something that changes everything. Motivation is not the cause of action. Motivation is the result of action. Read that again. You don't act because you feel motivated. You feel motivated because you acted. The order is completely backwards. When you force yourself to start, your brain releases dopamine as a reward. That dopamine creates a feeling of progress. That feeling? We call it motivation. It came after the action. The waiters fail not because they're lazy. They fail because they've been taught to wait for something that only comes after they begin. It's like waiting to feel full before you eat, waiting to feel rested before you sleep. The order is wrong. Then there's the second type. I call them the riders. They don't wait for motivation. They ride it hard, too hard. These are the people who feel intensely motivated on Monday, like they could conquer the world. They dive in with 100% energy, 100% enthusiasm. But remember what we learned in episode 1, that Monday feeling, that's a dopamine spike. Your brain flooded with excitement about your new future self. And here's the problem. Dr. Lembke at Stanford explains it with what we called the dopamine seesaw. When pleasure spikes up, your brain adds weights to the other side. Pain, fatigue, apathy. What goes up must come down. So after Monday's spike comes Wednesday's crash. The higher the high, the lower the low. This isn't weakness, this is biology. The riders aren't failing because they lack discipline. They're failing because they're riding a roller coaster they can't control. Motivation is like relying on the weather, sometimes sunny, sometimes storming. You can't control it, you can only prepare for it. Motivation is a spark. It can start a fire, but it cannot keep the fire burning. And finally, there's a third type. I call them the drainers. These people know motivation is unreliable, so they try to muscle through with willpower instead. I don't need to feel like it, I'll just force myself. Discipline over feelings. Sound familiar? But here's the problem. Dr. Roy Baumeister discovered something crucial. Willpower is not unlimited. It's a battery, and it drains throughout the day. Every decision you make drains it. What to wear, what to eat, how to respond to that email, should I speak up, paper or plastic, reply now or later. This is called decision fatigue, and there's a disturbing study that proves just how real it is. Researchers studied over 1,000 parole decisions made by Israeli judges. These are trained professionals making life-changing decisions about real prisoners. At 9 a.m., right after breakfast, judges granted parole about 65% of the time, but right before lunch, it dropped to nearly zero. After lunch, it jumped back up, then dropped again by evening. Every single day, same judges, same prisoners, different time of day.
Even trained judges making decisions about human freedom couldn't escape decision fatigue. What chance do you think you have at 9 p.m. after a full day of work? By evening, your willpower battery is nearly dead. And what does the brain do? It defaults to the easiest option: the couch, the phone, the snack. Not because you're weak, because the battery is empty. The drainers fail not because they lack discipline. They fail because discipline itself is a limited resource, and they've been spending it on the wrong things all day.
And here's the most interesting part. The people who actually follow through, they're not waiters, they're not riders, they're not drainers, they're builders. They don't rely on motivation, they don't ride dopamine, they don't drain willpower. They build three things instead: identity, environment, and systems. First, identity over goals. James Clear explains this in Atomic Habits. Most people set outcome goals. I want to lose 10 pounds. I want to run a marathon. The problem, once you achieve it or fail, the motivation disappears. Nothing drives you forward. The goal is finished or abandoned. Instead, builders ask, who do I want to become? Not, I want to exercise, but I am a person who moves every day. The goal is not behavior change. The goal is identity change. When your identity shifts, every action becomes evidence of who you are. You're not forcing yourself, you're simply being yourself. Second, environment over willpower. Remember episode 2? Dr. Wendy Wood found that 43% of daily behavior is automatic, triggered by your environment, not your decisions. So, instead of fighting your environment with willpower, redesign it. Want to exercise? Put your workout clothes next to your bed. Want to read? Put the book on your pillow. Make the right choice the easy choice. Make the wrong choice the hard choice. Let your environment do the work so your willpower doesn't have to. Third, systems over intentions. This is the most powerful one. Psychologist Peter Gollwitzer proved that people with implementation intentions are 2 to 3 times more likely to follow through. What's an implementation intention? It's an if-then plan. Not, I'll exercise more, but if I get home from work, then I immediately put on my running shoes. Specific, automatic, no decision required. Remember System 1 from Episode 2? The fast, automatic brain? You're pre-programming it with a ready-made response. When the situation happens, the decision is already made. No willpower needed. And here's a bonus, the 2-minute rule. When you don't feel like doing something, just commit to 2 minutes. I don't have to work out. I just have to put on my shoes. That's it. But here's what actually happens. Once you start, the motivation follows. Remember? Action creates motivation. The fire starts after you strike the match. So, 3 types of people who give up by Wednesday. The waiters, waiting for motivation that only comes after action. The riders, crashing after the dopamine spike. The drainers, emptying their willpower on the wrong things. And one type who doesn't give up. The builders, building identity, environment, and systems that work whether they feel like it or not. The real question is, which one are you? Are you waiting? Are you riding? Are you draining? Or are you ready to start building? Here's your roadmap to become a builder. 4 steps starting tonight. Step 1. Redefine your identity. Write down, I am a person who blank. Not what you want to do, who you want to become. Step 2. Prepare your environment tonight. Lay out what you need. Remove what distracts you. Make tomorrow's right choice the easiest choice. Step 3. Create one if-then plan. Write it down. Put it where you'll see it. If, trigger, then action. Step 4. Use the 2-minute rule. When resistance comes, just start for 2 minutes. Let action create the motivation you were waiting for. Motivation is a spark. Identity, environment, and systems, though, they're the engine. The spark starts the fire. The engine keeps it burning. Your Monday fire doesn't have to die by Wednesday. Stop waiting. Stop riding. Stop draining. Start building. If this made you think differently about motivation, you'll love the other psychology we explore here. Hit subscribe so you don't miss what's next.
Next episode, we're talking about smart people who can't start, why your intelligence might actually be the thing holding you back from beginning. And before you go, leave a comment. Which type are you? The waiter, the rider, the drainer, or are you ready to become a builder? I read every single one. I believe in your ability to build. This was Chang. See you in the next sketch.
Subscribe now and ring the bell. Don't miss an update. Subscribe now.